So I literally just finished watching The Polygamist. The Polygamist is a Netflix miniseries talking about a polygamist. Go figure. Anyway, as much as this is going to be a spoiler alert, I don't want to give away too much. But when I say it was good, it was good. And let me tell you something about me. I love when you can't see like every detail coming. You know, you're watching a horror movie and it's like, all right, he gonna fall in the hole. All right, he gonna die, he gonna die, he gonna die. Like, I hate that. I love when the little seemingly insignificant details somehow tie together and it makes so much sense. You know what it reminded me of, now that I think of it? Not in content, but in just the small little details tying together, and at the end you're just like, shocker. It reminded me of Tyler Perry's Straw. I had to go look it up. It reminded me of that, like where just all the little details, you're just like, how does this time, boom, at the end, everything came together. But because this is a mini series, like the points connected little by little, episode by episode. So there's 22 episodes. I could have binge watched it in a day or so, but I had other things going on. And I enjoyed my little, 4 days of like taking it all in. All right. So this is an African movie. And one thing that I always hate is like when the mouth does not match what's being said. But for this movie, for some reason, that was not a big deal. Like I didn't notice such a huge difference in like the mouth movement versus what I was hearing. I don't know if that's because I was so engrossed in the movie itself or because they did something to kind of like pacify. I don't know, because you know AI is a thing now. But it was good. Like it wasn't like a deal breaker, because I promise there are movies that I have passed up on just because like I don't know why you saying sorry and I see so that was not a deal breaker for me, and it was good. There were so many good parts in this story or in this miniseries that I don't even know where to begin. Like one of the main parts that I was like, whoa, I definitely didn't see that coming, was when it was brought to the attention of the viewer that Essie and Jonas were married, and they did that backstory and whatever. I thought that was dope. It didn't necessarily surprise me as much when I found out that they were sleeping together, because, you know, by this point he had established that he was a hoe. So I came to understand that he would sleep with any and everything at this point. Not to put Essie down, but you know, if you have, he's in it. So I was okay with that. But when I realized that they were married and there was that whole backstory, they got kids, she put him through school, that surprised me. I did think Joyce was a little bit too soft. Like, she was too forgiving. She was too like, all right, I'm going to just accept whatever you put me through. So I was a little frustrated when she became like real buddy with Matiba. But then I started to appreciate their relationship as, you know, the series started winding down. I appreciated that she raised her kids. And I think Matiba sort of developed a sense of respect for her and the woman that Joyce is. Now this is where I said, yo, Joyce is gangster. At the end, when everything started coming to light, I appreciated that Joyce orchestrated the whole thing where Jonas ended up getting HIV. And this is another part where I was like, yo, the little details kept coming together and I didn't even peep, because I didn't even peep that the lady from when Joyce got locked up. So that was the lady who gave Jonas HIV. So in as much as she orchestrated that, I also appreciated Joyce's gangster for making sure that he knew that before he died. I didn't want him to die thinking that he had won, because he was so nasty. How you so nasty even on your deathbed? And I also appreciated her gangster in making sure Menzies got back all her property and, you know, made sure all that stuff stayed in the family, because it would have made me so mad if Lenzani ended up with that house. Now, here is my question though. Because Lenzani and Jonas was still good. They were still together, operating as a couple up until he started falling sick. So I'm trying to figure now, did Lenzani contract HIV as well and she just didn't know it yet? Should we anticipate a sequel where now Lenzani gets diagnosed, and then remember she was sleeping with Menzies at his father's funeral? Oh my goodness. Anyway, and then are we going to find out now that Menzies has HIV? Oh my goodness. Should we anticipate a sequel? Tell me the tea, guys. Like, what do you think? Like, there was a lot happening. Tell me. Like, let me know if I missed stuff, because sometimes I be missing stuff. Because even in Straw, I was talking to my father about it, and I had missed a lot. And he was like, and I was talking to my sister, and she was like, so let me know what I'm missing. Tell me what you think about this movie, because I thought this movie was a hit. And also, like I said, I subscribed for Netflix just to watch this. So you know I canceled my subscription, but I still have until the end of the month. So let me know if Netflix is running anything else, but it got to be kind of short, because my subscription is up on July 29th, I think. But you know, if it's real good, I'll keep my subscription going. It's just because there's nothing to watch. But you know, tell me what you think. This is like high importance, like SOS, like 911.